17 años les tomó a los amigos de Friends volver a encontrarse en pantalla. Fue para este especial de HBO Max que se estrenó originalmente el pasado 27 de mayo, pero que a Latinoamérica llegó de manera oficial el día de hoy. Hablé con Guy Harding, el editor que estuvo a cargo de cortar todas esas horas que grabaron tanto en los sets como en la entrevista con James Corden, que me dijo que hay todavía mucho más material que no nos mostraron, y no sé ustedes, pero a mí me encantaría ver 10 o 12 o las horas que sean necesarias de todo el material que filmaron. De hecho, me gusta tanto la serie que les recuerdo que hice un documental, les dejo el link acá arriba. Acá con Guy Harding por lo pronto hablamos sobre cómo fue cortar, sobre cómo fue priorizar el material que tuvieron para hacer esta reunión de Friends por la que tantos años esperamos.
We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
Let's say Ben engaged, started the idea with them in like September, October, November time, 2020. And so he had like 3 or 4 months before we were meant to actually shoot last April. And so he had a couple of months to get down, we were rushing to get to that shoot date and plot and build the show and the ideas of what it was going to be. But then when COVID came along, the show pushed and it pushed and it pushed and it pushed like 3, maybe 4 times. And we just had time to talk with them about what they wanted, areas that they wanted to talk about, and topics that they were like, oh, we should talk about this because that was always great. Or do you remember that time? And so we knew we knew a direction that they wanted to go, and where, it's not like, I mean, is there any other, there's no dark areas of the show.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Where's the tissue box?
There's a lot of different things because, of course, it's the first time they've done a reunion and they've all been together. There was so many different things about the show that we were trying to collate and get into it that it wasn't particularly down to one thing. We wanted something that was entertaining by the fountain with James, but then something that was serious and revealing and people hadn't seen before on set, and there was other stuff that there was, of course, a ton of footage that didn't make the cut and a lot of footage that we took out because maybe it was too heavy, and there was, 1 or 2 moments where we went there, but essentially it was entertainment special,
Wow. Does Courtney still have her lines written on the table?
We've literally just slipped right back.
It was an exciting process because suddenly, once we started getting into the vault, we pulled the original film rushes from the show, the original 35 film rushes, and they pulled it all from a vault. And I was in a basement, a photo cam with another producer, Carly, and they were wheeling in boxes and boxes and boxes, like they just didn't stop coming. And we were pulling out tapes, cassettes, like 3/4-inch pneumatics, putting them in the machine, like, what's this? And it was just like, oh my God. And Ben, the producer, director, was texting us going, what is it? What is it? And we were like, oh my God, we've just found this, look at this, and like recording it, sending it to him. And it was like the hairs on my neck of the things that we were finding. Yeah. Was amazing,
There are seasons I've never seen.
Me too.
Really?
Not me.
I've seen them all.
I cut a 40-minute reel of content that they watched. And that was everything from, like, literally, it was like, okay, here is the raw footage from like the pilot. We played them clips and scenes, some other behind the scenes stuff that they hadn't really seen for years. Some of them have seen, and the other weird thing is some of them have seen the episodes and some of them haven't really, as we talked about in the show, but there was a lot of footage.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of footage. As I say.
I need to watch that. You need to do like a Snyder cut of the French.
I know. I mean, the first assembly we did, it was about 2.5 hours. And there's still whole other segments that we just cut out the show, and it's just, we just didn't, stuff that was shot and we just didn't.
Michelle and I started watching some of season 4, which I thought I had watched. He enjoys them more than I do because I'm mortified with myself.
How much footage did you have? Like,
how much
did you cut?
I couldn't even get to tell you. I mean, the live show by the fountain was a 2-hour shoot, inside, they were shot for 2 days. I don't know if you know, it was a 2-day shoot. There was a documentary day, and then there was the fountain day. That was the second day. The documentary day There was probably 6 or 7 hours of stuff, and there's 3 or 4 cameras shooting them on that day. So that was a lot of footage, you know. I mean, there was a lot more stuff that we played them when they were sitting in the apartment. I don't remember, they're sitting in the apartment and they're watching stuff on the TV. And there was a lot of other stuff that we played them just to get a response and to talk about bits. And it worked sometimes, and sometimes it didn't work, you know. So there was a lot of that.
And did you like maybe think of doing a longer special or maybe an episodic special, like with more material?
I think we did, but it wasn't something that HBO were about, and Ben didn't want to do that. So it just didn't really happen, you know. It just didn't go down that way, you know. I mean, I think HBO initially, we were thinking, well, is it going to be 70, 80 minutes? And it ended up being, 100? Yeah. So, you know, it was just like, it's just what it is, you know. There's so much footage. As I say, there was just so much stuff. And we kept trying to shorten it and trim this down, doing this, doing that. You know, just couldn't get it out. You know, it was all just good. It's all just content, you know.
We have such a bond from this show.
Were Ross and Rachel on a break?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Bullshit.
Is there any chance that we can see a longer version with all the material that you have, like I don't know if you have it in your house or in a vaulting world?
No. I mean, that would be up to HBO, to be honest. I mean, as I say, the show is already an hour and 43 minutes, and you know, there's 25, 30 minutes of bonus items as well. So there's already a lot of show, you know. So I would say, unless, you know, HBO want to suddenly turn that around, but, you know, I don't think there is. I don't know what else there would be. And there would be a lot of, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think HBO would go for that. You know?
This is from the one where everyone finds out.
Oh! My eyes! I know.
The stuff where they're sitting mostly on the set, it wasn't scripted in any way, and they were never told what to say, but they were, you know, Ben asked them questions. He knew topics that he wanted them to talk about, and he would ask them questions. But when they were on the set, walking around the set, you know, investigating and, you know, walking around it, and even the stuff with James, I don't know if they knew that they were going to be asked what those questions were. But, you know, so nothing was really scripted. There was there's no prompter or anything like that. It was all, you know, it's essentially a documentary. We don't want to tell them what to say. We want to get a genuine reaction from them.
Well, and they were producers as well. So did they have like any saying on the final cut, or like?
Yeah, of course.
And how was the dialogue with them?
It was good because they're fully involved along the way, and Ben had a great rapport with them. They're very open to it. Yes, there was little bits that they were like, maybe we shouldn't do this, or I don't like that, or can we change this? There were notes, and that's totally normal on a show like this, you know. But it wasn't a vast noting process, apart from the fact that there is, of course, you know, there is 6 of them, and then you've got the 3 creators and writers. So then you got 9, and then you got HBO, and then, you know, so by sheer number of people, there's notes, but that's just the process. It is what it is.
I know you know how big the show is. What you have given so many people is an experience of huge comfort.
Oh my God!
The thing that I think was like maybe the one that shined the least was the guest stars that you had in the show. Did you have like longer versions of them, like maybe Mr. Heckles, Larry Hankin, like appearing?
Yeah.
And how was like choosing, because it's like they are like just seconds on screen, and then you go back to the 6 of them. I know the special is about them, but how was like, and why did you choose to like leave so little of the special guests in the show?
Because it, as you say, it's about the 6 of them.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when HBO first did a press release about the show and the trailer, and I sometimes look at the comments on social media, and the people were saying, why are all these other people in it? I just want to see the friends. You know, a lot of that and a lot of trimming them down was just about time, physical time within the show, and getting the show to a length that, you know, wasn't a 3-hour marathon. You know, that's literally all it is.
The first table read, that's the first time I laid eyes on any of you.
Everyone was so perfectly cast.
Yeah.
Even myself as an editor on this show have been getting feedback, even on social media, people I don't know hitting me up randomly saying, it was great, thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. And that's always, a good feedback in itself, I mean, it's a, Friends itself is a big show. You don't realize, I mean, I grew up watching it in England, and, you come out here and you're like, it's still quite insular, and I don't think they still appreciate how big the show was. But yeah, I mean, suddenly, even parts of Asia and India, you start, there's a lot of the fans that kind of report back, it's really fanatical, it's unbelievable how big the show is.
We felt like we had these friends.
I love you guys so much.